Alright, today we are playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. This is a new version that was made 10 years after the original came out. Let's just dive right into it, honestly. Okay, today we are going to be playing online mode because, as you can see, I've already played the game a whole lot, so I've got enough experience to play online, and that's the most interesting part of the experience, if we're being honest. Okay, so you have your options, which are a quick match. You can find a session that you want, or you can create one if you don't see a session that you like. Now we're going to hop in and see. There's some bad lobbies, some good lobbies. We're going to see if we can get a good one right off the bat. If not, we'll just hop around until we can find a nice one to play in. Okay, this one's got a good amount of people. And it's exotic series. That's nice. Usually you'll want like a race lobby or a hot pursuit lobby or a most wanted lobby. Those are the best kinds. Super and exotic series are my favorite kinds of races, but if you get this game and start to play it yourself, you might like a different kind. So we'll just wait until the timer ticks down and we'll get right into it. Alright, so now the timer's counted down, so we can choose from a very wide selection of cars. As you can see, lots of exotic cars to choose from. They're all pretty fast. They all go over about 200 miles an hour. My favorite one is the Dodge Viper SRT10 ACR. You can see I actually have a custom wrap for it, so we're gonna go ahead and start with that one. And we're probably going to use this for most of the races. We might switch between a couple different cars just so you can see how they drive and stuff. This is kind of for people who might want to play the game, or people who are already playing the game who just want to see some content for it. I haven't seen a whole bunch of videos covering this content, which is why I'm kind of trying to do it. Especially, I haven't seen any real commentary style videos on it. So that's really just what I'm trying to cover here. Should be starting up in a bit. Alright, you can see we've got a lot of high-level players in this lobby, so it should be pretty competitive. Now, I am a little rusty. I haven't played the game in maybe like a month or so, but hopefully I should still be good enough to, you know, yeah, when I drift, I like to use the e-brake, because that's what most people use, and that's really easy to be good at. Although, since I'm a little rusty, not as good as I used to be with it. As you can very clearly see, I'm out of practice. But I think I'll be able to get a decent placement if nothing stupid happens. Not gonna take the shortcut there because that one's a little harder to take right out from a drift. You always want a nitrous outside of a drift. Sometimes you'll want to double tap your e-brake if the turn is a little sharper. Yeah, like right there. Or if you're really good at the game, you can single tap the e-brake earlier, and you'll be able to control your drift around most turns. Yeah, this game is the most fun when you're able to like cruise at really high speeds and really just pass people or catch up a lot. That's one of the reasons I really enjoy playing this game. We're gonna see if I can beat this guy before we finish the race, which I will be able to do. This one was a little bit shorter. Usually your races are gonna last like in between 3 minutes and 5 minutes, so this one was just a pretty short one. And then we'll see you at the next race. Alright, we're back into the car selection, and once again we're going to choose the Dodge Viper. This time, since we have a little more time coming around, I just want to show you there's a lot of different styles for these cars, and it's a really customizable car. All of them are, honestly. And some people say that they don't like this game because there's not a lot of customization options, but they mean that because usually in a Need for Speed game you'll be able to customize your car to be able to improve its mechanics or allow it to go faster and stuff like that. This game is completely skill based, which I love because it just means like it's your best movements against their best movements, and whoever wins is truly the better player. So it's one of my favorite racing games that I've ever played, and if you want to try it out, I hope you'll have some fun with it too. Okay, we'll go for a little bit of slipstream early in the race. That's really helpful, especially when you don't have a lot of nitrous. This car's acceleration is quite a bit slower than most others, so it'll look like we're behind for the first bit. I messed up that, so yeah, and when you crash, it's a pretty big time penalty. So I'll be playing catch up for most of this round. But that means that you guys will get to see a lot of the map. That's at least for this route. So this is another shortcut that is pretty imperative that you take, because a lot of these shortcuts are like really helpful. If you don't take them, then you pretty much can forfeit the round actually. Now here, since it's a big straightaway, you want to build up a lot of speed. Make sure you're paying attention to the road, because if you crash into traffic, it'll get really bad when you're going that fast. And you also don't want to run into the walls. Right now we're in front of a Zonda, which is actually a car that has way higher acceleration than us and supposedly has a faster top speed. But using nitrous, we can actually beat them. You just need to, fill up the tank and then go. And as you can see, we're catching up and beating them. I want to see if I can beat him even while he's using the shortcut. It'll probably be hard, but I know I can do it. See? And then just maintain a good speed of in between like 180 and 200 miles an hour. And I should be good. This shortcut coming up also is a pretty important one. You want to really pay attention to the map so that you can find these shortcuts, and once you get the hang of getting in and out of these shortcuts, it'll be pretty good at the game at that point. And it's just a matter of doing the shortcuts right and doing it better than everyone else. Yeah, this guy's gonna pass me right quick, but he won't be for very long, hopefully. And I want to get into the slipstream of this guy so I can hopefully eventually pass him, or see if I can come out of a sharper turn. Yeah, the Ford GT is not a bad car for a starting exotic, but there's cars that are faster and better. It's also really, you just need to be a master of drifting. Drifting is one of the most important mechanics in this game. lost a lot of speed there. That's gonna cost me. And yeah, this guy might actually beat me because of how slow I'm going, but I'm gonna really punch it with the nitrous here. So, and I managed to get away from him. And with pretty good nitrous management, most of the time you'll be able to do that good. You'll be able to pass people at the end. That's where you can really get them. I'm gonna put another cut into the video when we get to the next race, so we'll see you then. Okay, and we're back again. This is probably gonna be the second to last or last race that we do, because I don't want to hold you guys for more than like 15 minutes per every video that I do on this. So we'll see, check the time, but this might and probably will be the last race. So if you're planning on clicking to something else after this, or if you're listening to this and you're not watching the video and you're falling asleep to this, I don't know why you do that, then this is your warning that the video is going to end soon. So I'm going to shut up for a bit though. Okay, see a decent couple of Bentleys in here. I didn't really know there was like a group of people that actually mained these kinds of cars, which is interesting in my opinion, because I don't really see the reason you would main a Bentley for. It's not one of the best cars, but I guess if you're really good at any one particular car, then it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, that's another shortcut, but I don't really tend to take that one because it's not very time consequential, and I didn't mean to take this one, but yeah. And that shortcut's also pretty easy to be faster than. For these shortcuts, you're gonna want to go on the beaten path. It's harder to see, but it's like, you know, you'll be able to see like tire tracks on the actual cut itself. That shortcut is actually, like, in my opinion, slower than some other ones, but if you want to take that, you can. It's really up to you. This is a really big micro drift part coming up. I really like to, yeah, like these parts where like you're not drifting at a very sharp angle, but you're drifting for a longer period of time. Those are pretty fun to master. And then there's what I like to call a pigtail coming up. You want to nitrous into these a lot, and you're gonna want to manage a speed of above like 170 I mean, if you can. Sometimes it's a little harder, but once you hit the rails on these, it tends to spiral out of control. So you want to make sure you stay around the middle line. There's another one coming up after these. They come 2 in a row in every race that they're in, so oh, that was really close. Okay. Yeah, the trick to not getting beat is really just to nitrous into them. You gotta be the fastest guy in, and you gotta be the fastest guy out. So yeah, if you can hug the turn really fast, that's also great, like that. And then you just keep a lot of speed, and you nitrous into the finish just like that. Beautiful, absolutely perfect. Yeah, that was a fun one. And once you get good enough, this game tends to be really fun at higher, more competitive levels. That guy crashed into the car. And honestly, I hope you try this game out for yourself. I hope this was potentially a little eye-opening. this is going to be the last race since we are past the 15-minute mark, and I don't want to keep you guys for too long. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate you watching this, and leave a comment down below if you liked it, if you want to see something else done, if you have any suggestions. I have a lot of games on my Switch, so just, leave a like, let me know if you want to do anything. You don't have to subscribe, but just watching the video, I hope I made at least some part of your day with this, so enjoy your day.